Hi YouTube, Luminous Star here. Welcome to my channel, Luminous Star. In the video today, I'm going to be answering a question from a current subscriber. Great question, by the way, and I really appreciate it. And I want to go ahead and say to you guys who have been sending me questions, and thank you so much for your patience, for my getting back with you, and also thank you so much for the comments. Okay, so I know that sometimes I might take a little longer than a couple of days to get back with you guys, but thank you so much for your patience. And for current subscribers also who have been sending me those awesome comments, thank you so much. This is what keeps me motivated to continue to do this channel, Luminous Star. Okay, and in my answers, usually what I do is in my answers again, I base the answers off of my own personal experiences that I share with you guys, along with some of my research. And also I throw in there a little bit of other people's testimonies who have shared those testimonies with me via friendship, families, people I have interacted with along my journey thus far. So I just, those are the three elements, and I mix them up and I share that with you guys in my answers. So again, thank you so much for the comments and questions and your patience in my getting back with you. Okay, so today I'm going to be answering a question from a subscriber. Michael has asked a very good question. And I say that because when I got the question right, I was like, you know what? It's a wonder that I haven't done a video about that yet. So Michael, thank you so much for the question. And once I paraphrase the question, I'm quite certain everyone watching this video, either they have been in that situation or they know somebody who has. Okay, so in the answer, I'm going to be giving 3 points along with 3 examples. And I'm also going to be sharing some tools. Okay, now at the end of the video, please hit the like and or subscription button, and also send me more of those awesome comments and questions. Okay, guys, here we go. You ready? All right. Again, the question, I'm going to go ahead and paraphrase it. The question is concerning a narcissist and your parents as well as their parents. Now, the relationship between you and the narcissist is over. It's a romantic relationship. It's over, right? But for some daggone reason, they still get along with your parents. Now the relationship is over, but the narcissist is still chummy, right, with your parents. They still rubbing elbows with your parents, and you're kind of like, what up with that? What's going on with that? How that happened? But anyway, this is something that is quite common. And not only that, in some of my answers, I'm going to also be talking about how not only does the narcissist seem to continue to be chummy with your parents, even though the relationship is over, but they also seem to be quite close to their parents. What's up with that? Okay, we'll get into it. Here we go. Here's the answer. All right. Point number 1. Narcissists usually, not all the time, they usually come from dysfunctional families. Okay, that's the first thing to keep in mind. Now, the reason why we want to keep this in mind is because now I'm getting deeper into the point number 1, which is, since the narcissist tends to come from a dysfunctional family, what are we really talking about here? We're talking about a very peculiar, toxic bond. I think that's the best way to put it. It's very peculiar. It's very unusual in a very twisted way, but that bond was there long before you came into the picture. Yes, my friend, that particular twisted bond from the dysfunctional family was there long before you came into the picture. So we're talking about a lot of history there. So when the narcissist and you were together, that family, it's almost like you were married to that narcissist family as well, even if you didn't actually marry. Okay, and I'm going to explain that in a minute. But I think some of you already are shaking your head. Yeah. Yeah, very familiar with that. Pretty much can resonate with that. I know I can raise my hand and say yeah, I can resonate with that. Have been there, done that. So yeah, when you have that type of history and that bond there from the narcissist, they come from a dysfunctional family. So there's a whole lot going on right there. So when they're involved with you, some of that is going to be displayed in the relationship with you, right? Here we go. It gets a little deeper. Okay, here we go. It gets a little deeper. So that bond that the narcissist has with their parents, right? Usually there's a codependent parent and a narcissistic parent, right? So your partner or your ex-partner, that's the narcissist, they are getting supplies from them. They're getting supplies from their dysfunctional family, right? This is something that, of course, we don't really realize while we're involved with them. Not at first, we don't. We don't realize it then. But it's always there right from the beginning. That supply or those supplies that the narcissist gets from their own people, okay? From their own family. Again, dysfunctional family. So they're already getting the supplies. What is my overall point to the first point? It is this. Before you and I came into the picture, right, and got romantically involved with the narcissist, they were already getting their supply. Number one, because they are a part of that dysfunctional family. Okay? They're getting fed. So, big scheme of things. The narcissist, they're going to not see any reason to discontinue receiving those supplies. No matter how sick, no matter how dysfunctional their family is, the narcissist is going to continue to be heavily invested in their own dysfunctional family. No matter what you say, no matter how much you may protest, doesn't matter. Okay? There are certain things you may see unfold in their family, and you might be like, is that right? You know, and you start wondering, like, is that even supposed to happen in families? Well, in the narcissist dysfunctional family, it's happening, honey. Yes, it's happening. For instance, say that you are a female and you are involved with a male narcissist. Now, some of us have heard of men being mama's boys. Well, if the mama's boy is a narcissist, woo, yeah, yeah. I can already envision you guys saying, whoa, yeah. So it's a lot deeper. It's a hell of a lot more. Yes, because sometimes those male narcissists have a very strange relationship with their mothers. Yeah, absolutely. So not only are you talking about a mama's boy, you're talking about a male narcissist who may have a very peculiar and strange, very uncomfortable, right, to you, because you're like wincing, like, why a mother and son not supposed to be like that? You know, you kind of looking like, no, mother and son ain't supposed to be like that. Right? Yeah, but this is very common, unfortunately. And the male narcissist who may seemingly be a mama's boy, it's a lot dirtier and deeper and darker than that. And some of you watching this video, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So no matter, and if you are a male and it's a female narcissist, yeah, you may see some things in there in her family and the way she interacts with her parents that may be a little bit uncomfortable for you. And you think it's strange. And more than likely it is. But to her and her family, it's quite normal. It's a dysfunctional family. Dysfunctional families. What usually goes on in dysfunctional families, or potentially could go on? Incest, sexual molestation of children, okay? So again, I mentioned incest and sexual molestation of children. I mentioned those two because these are really some of the deeper, darker secrets that go on in dysfunctional families. So when it comes to the narcissist, whether it be male or female, you're talking about that kind of stuff probably that's going on, and then some. Okay? So I just kind of want to paint the picture for you guys, you know, how grim just the dysfunctional family of a narcissist can be. So that's why you might feel uncomfortable, and you might see certain things that have you scratching your head, and you kind of look twice, like, wait a minute, did I just see that? Yeah, you did. Did I just hear that correctly? Yes, you did. If that instinct of yours is telling you that something ain't quite right with that family, you better listen. You better pay attention. So whether you male or female, and you've been romantically involved with a narcissist, I think you know what I'm talking about. So the narcissist is not going to give that up. They're heavily invested in their dysfunctional family because they're getting supply. Their parents are getting supply from them. So you got a back and forth there. You got you can just picture all of them in a crack house getting high. You have to do that because they're getting supply from each other. Everybody feeding off each other. So when it's romantically over with you, right? And it could be due to that because you got tired of the drama. You got tired of, some of you women watching this who was involved with a male narc. You got, narcissist. You got tired of telling him, look, why you like that with your mama? You too close, and you choose your mama over me, blah, 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 right? And then some. More than that has been going on. You just got tired. You're fed up. You got tired of it. Men, you have seen how the female narcissist likes to manipulate. She's very materialistic. She likes to do other things such as sleep with you and your boys. You've seen a lot of stuff and you got tired of it. So it's over between y'all. I'm here to tell you this. Regardless of all your protests, that male or female narcissist, when it comes to their family and their people, basically their supply, they ain't giving it up. Okay, they not giving it up. So that's my first point. I know it was long and drawn out, but I really wanted to paint the picture for you guys. Okay, yeah, point number one, narcissists usually come from a very dysfunctional family, and they're not going to give it up no matter how much you protest. That's their supply. Okay, point number two, when it comes to your family, okay. Point number two, remember, okay, the narcissists, they usually, because they're getting supply from their dysfunctional family, they usually, when they become romantically involved, they look for the same type of dynamic. What am I saying? The person that the narcissist usually gets involved with is a codependent. I know, hey, that's the way it is, usually. So since the narcissist is involved with a codependent, right? Here's the deal. The narcissist is seeking to continue to get their supply. When they leave their, well, they're not going to really leave, but when they kind of turn from to get more supply other than from their own dysfunctional family, they're going to move out to other dysfunctional families. Most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time when a narcissist marries someone else, it's a codependent. Most of the time, it's a codependent. Because the codependent more than likely also has a dysfunctional family. Okay, so let me backtrack for a minute back to point number one. And I forgot this one, but I just thought about it. The narcissist involved in their own dysfunctional family, here's what's very obvious. But it's amazing that it's really not obvious until later, after we're done with the narcissist, after the romantic relationship is over. This part is not obvious until that time. The narcissist is not the cycle breaker of their dysfunctional family, meaning they're heavily invested in the dysfunctional behaviors, the dysfunctional family. They're a part of the link. They're a part of the problem, if you will. They're not the cycle breaker. They're not the ones who wake up and say, wait a minute, I grew up in a way that got me fucked up. Has me thinking and behaving a certain way that's just not healthy. I'm hurting other people. I'm abusing myself. I'm on drugs. I'm an alcoholic, blah, 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 blah. That's not the narcissist. They're not the cycle breaker in their family. Okay? So I just wanted to backtrack real quick. And for that, that's part of the first point I wanted to make. That's why they're going to continue to be heavily invested in their dysfunctional family. Okay, point number 2, as I stated. Codependents usually also come from a dysfunctional family. Here's the difference though. They are sometimes the cycle breaker, but not until they start waking up. The codependent sometimes is the cycle breaker in their dysfunctional family because they start to wake up. Now, the narcissist and the codependent, they will be able to stay enmeshed in together until the codependent wakes up. As long as the codependent is asleep, then the narcissist can continue to get supply from their romantic partner, who is the narcissist, and their family. Because here's what's interesting, and I have actually experienced this. The narcissist that you are romantically involved with, they continue to be chummy even with your people. Why? Because again, the codependent, right, is coming from a dysfunctional family, which also consists of narcissists. So long after it's over between you and the narcissist, they still might be chummy, not only with their people, but with yours too. Very common, very fascinating. But this is something that's happened. And I've experienced that a little bit myself. I've experienced a little bit of that. It's like, wait a minute. You and I are finished. So why are you still chummy with my people? What's up with that? So interesting though, but it happens. But anyway, yeah, it's quite interesting. But to go ahead and drive this home, so you're going to put all that in place. Now, the final third point is this. You're not going to convince the narcissist. You're not going to convince them to stop getting the supply. Not going to happen. As long as a narcissist is getting supply, they will get it from their people and yours. That's my third and final point. The narcissist will continue to get that supply from by any means necessary and from whoever they can. So after it's over with you and the narcissist, yes, they will continue to be chummy with your people, with your parents, the in-laws. Because the in-laws, this is the crazy part. But just think about it a little bit. You'll see what I'm saying. The in-laws, say you're married to the narcissist. Now you're divorced. But they seem to still get along with your parents. Here's the thing. The narcissist in-laws tend to match their own parents. Crazy, isn't it? But think about it. They tend to mirror one another. I'm talking about the people, the parents particularly, of the narcissist and the codependent's parents tend to mirror one another or really be very similar. This is why the narcissist can continue to get supply from their people and yours. This is why. Because they tend to come from one dysfunctional family to another. And the narcissist keeps this going. Whoever they become romantically involved with, and yes, even if they marry, it's not uncommon that after it's romantically over with you and the narcissist, they tend to keep on getting along with your people. Your parents, their in-laws, if you're married or if you have been married to them. This is very common. And this is another way that narcissists also recruit flying monkeys. If it is over between you and the narcissist, right? It's over. Y'all are divorced. Right? Regardless if you have children or not. And I'm not belittling that you've had children with them. This is my point. Long after it's over between you and the narcissist, this is why they continue to be chummy with your parents, because they're getting supply from them. Right? It's quite common. So it's amazing how the narcissist's parents almost mirror or really are similar to your parents or the codependent's parents. This is why they keep on getting along with them and keep getting supply from them after it's over between you two. right? And this is also why they can recruit flying monkeys from your own parent. Your own parents become flying monkeys. It's over between you and the narcissist. But the narcissist still want to check up on you or maybe get back with you to get more supplies. So they will use even your own parents against you to do that. So those are my 3 points. Again, Michael, excellent question. I hope I've answered your question. And for everyone who's watching, hopefully this will help you to reevaluate your current toxic relationships and also to take a look at certain things that maybe you didn't quite see before, but now you realize, wow, it was there all the time. Okay? And should you continue to just move on forward with your life, which I hope you do, yes, don't let this information in this video have you thinking, oh my goodness, I can't live my life. Oh, yes, you can. Okay? At the risk of sounding like the president. Yes, you can. Absolutely. But this is something that helped me, guys, along my journey, because I have been romantically involved. There's one narcissist I can think of that I have been romantically involved with. And yes, it's quite interesting how when they come from a dysfunctional family, they tend to keep that legacy going, right? It's quite fascinating when you think about it. At the end of the video, please leave comments, questions, and also hit the like and or subscription button. I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, stay tuned for more.